Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I hope you've had a great holidays and are ready to go into the new year. And with a new year always comes the Nations Cup. So going alongside it, we try this time to have this little podcast as your companion. And joining me this time is going to be the one and only, the wonderful, the SevenofNine. Welcome.
Hey, Ikslorin, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, actually. The exams is finally beginning to make sense, if that makes sense. I'm not completely thinking that I'm just going to die on Saturday. That's
can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. I know you're a smart guy, so. Wow. This is kind of weird seeing myself on stream, but I'm fine with that. Last time I did that was when I was streaming Arma, so first time for Urban Terror, first time for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this evening, we are going to be talking about mainly all the stuff about the groups when it comes to the Nation Cup. First of all, there's some interesting discussion and stuff to be said about the group stage system. And then we're also going to have, after that, the group draws, and finally also a little bit of discussion and analysis of the groups that we've drawn. Should that be the groups that we actually end up having? No spoilers on the next topic, but let's see, is there something else I've missed? No. Cool.
No, there was a very interesting discussion on the Urban Zone forums, initiated by Biddle, if I remember correctly.
Yes. So Biddle proposed a completely new and completely different, mind-blowing and completely putting everything on its head, but a very new system that pretty much tried to fix the one major problem that we've seen also in the division, sometimes in Division 1 in both Team Survivor and Capture the Flag leagues, but also especially in the Nation Cup, where we have some really good teams having to play against some really bad teams. Okay, that's probably quite harsh way of saying it, but like the skill gap is massive, especially in something like this tournament. So because of that, there is this other system that Biddle proposed, which is called the Swiss system, I think it was called.
Yep.
And it pretty much solves everything there is, because the system is working in the way that everyone plays in the same pool, and then you play against a random team in your own pool. And you will be qualified after 3 wins, and you will be kicked out of this qualification in the group stage, if it is even called a group stage. But you're going to be kicked out if you have 3 losses in total. And then you're only going to be playing in this pool against players with the same win and loss ratio. So with that, the good teams are going to be separated quickly from the not as good teams. And with that, we should have all over some really good matches, both for the higher level and the not so high level of teams. And also with that, with the point system currently, we have some teams that do a clean sweep. They are pretty much guaranteed a spot in the playoffs, but simultaneously they're playing against someone who maybe just barely can get in, or maybe playing against someone who cannot get in. And with that the match really has no meaning for either one or both of the teams. And that also doesn't really give itself to some really amazing matches to be shoutcasted. So
yeah.
This system
especially
also,
yeah, it's kind of too long didn't listen. In short, it should just result in a lot better matchups, making it more interesting for the viewer, also for the countries. In the end, it won't change the end result of the Nations Cup, since, well, you're still just disqualified if you lose too many. But it should result in more interesting matchups, let's put it that way. Quick note, Biddle just mentioned it. Apparently he did not come up with the idea, but well, eventually he was the one that posted it on forum, so good job. It's Shoo Shoo.
Yeah, So thanks to Shushu, and thanks for Bill for being a thief and taking that one to public. Problem with this one is, though, that the system on the Urban Zone website does not actually support it. So with that, the admins would have to manually arrange everything pretty much, and that can be quite a mess. And so you will have to take the sweet with the sour, just due to that. But if just the outcome of the better matches is worth it, then that is something we might want to consider. Another possibility.
Yeah.
If you have any closing notes on this one, sorry.
Yeah, kind of. So what we've done up to now is we have group stages in the Nations Cup, and from there we go to an elimination stage, and then we have the winner. The problem is that the Swiss system, well, look it up on Google, but you can also find it on the Urban Zone forums. It is a lot more complicated, and especially, well, it's not really complicated if your league CMS, content management system, is suited for it, if it has an inbuilt system for it, but we don't. And our and the person who makes our website, or made our website, unfortunately, he retired 1.5 years ago. So we don't have a new admin, or whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of a shame. What we are thinking of doing, it's not certain yet, is allowing the captains of the Nations Cup teams to give us their opinion. So either they can choose for the old system, in which we are pretty certain that won't be a very big issue organizing it. We don't need tons of admins, don't need tons of admin time, etc. Or that's pretty much the question that's going to be put to the captains is, or you take the sweet and the sour, as Ikslorin just said. We have a very good system, but poorly enacted, or at least a chance of it being poorly enacted, which could result in delays, etc. Or we need tons of new admins, but it takes time to work new guys in. So that's pretty much it regarding the group stage, if I'm correct.
I mean, Biddle did say also that there's another third option that is a compromise in some ways. It isn't as amazing as the Swiss system, but the Urban Zone software does support it. So we could also just have a double elimination in the groups. So the groups would still be of 4 teams each, like it is with the classic system, but it will be immediately you will play against some randoms, and then the winners will go into the upper bracket and the losers into the losers bracket, and as you know it, from something like the 2v2 tournament, and it goes on until we have a proper arrangement of all the teams. And with that, then the top 2 teams in each group, that is the winner of both the upper bracket and the finals, or the loser of the upper brackets and the winner of the lower bracket, will be the ones that will go into the playoffs. It has some of the benefits that also the system proposed by Shushu had. But where was I? I was reading chat. A bad idea when you're trying to talk simultaneously. Sorry. It has some of the benefits that you will have maybe one bad match at first, but then afterwards you will be in the upper or the lower bracket, and with that have a little bit more of an even match, and with that also a little bit more of a fun time. And that should also give both the players and also the shoutcasters a little bit more interesting time throughout all of these matches, which is always
still loads of matches though. A lot of
still
matches.
3 rounds for the whole group, and it isn't as amazing, but in my opinion it is better than the classic system, so that one is also up to debate if we want to do that one.
Yeah, all in all, I mean, what we are here for is to make a group draw. That's what we will do this evening. we won't have immediate groups or anything because we're going to leave the decision up to the captains. So within 2 or 3 days, I think it should be possible to have the votes of the captains in, and then we'll post on the Urban Zone website. Nevertheless, I mean, we do have to do a draw now, or we are going to do a draw, and that still could put you in a group, or it would be like if we draw clan 1 or country 1 versus country 2. Well, there we go. That's also a possibility. It's all up to the captains.
And so I'm pretty sure it was going to be on the Urban Zone website or maybe by email. On the forums was also. It's going to be a little bit more sure later, I think. Yeah.
Website is pretty certain.
Somewhere on the website.
Exactly. Probably the forum, since there we can just, instead of having a poll, just simply, captains, give us your opinion, and then. But yeah.
So let's, without further ado, you have the 3 options. Please vote, and let's start with the group draw, the thing that you're actually here for. So we're going to start with the first seed. We have 4 seeds in total, each one containing 4 countries, and the first one is consisting of Colombia, and also that one goes into the hat. We have Asia and the Nordics.
Yeah, Colombia has played. Good luck there. Colombia has actually played in 3 Nations Cups on Urban Zone. They didn't get further than the group stages though. Nordic, you said? I think that's 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, that they played the last time.
Yeah, and it's completely different players. I mean, Bill did say it's new players, but I mean, if I'm going to end up in that, it's going to be a disaster.
Asia, or ASEAN, has been in a couple of Nations Cups as well. I think that it's again new players though. And Turkey, Turkey used to be, I mean, back when 4.0 started, damn, the amount of Turks that were playing, that was amazing. I really thought we'd get the gap to Asia would be bridged by the Turkish, but eventually it didn't really happen. Nevertheless, we had loads of Turks, and of course also a lot of Turkish players from all over Europe. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to end. Ooh, look at that. Briz, if you're watching this, he actually has a hat. You promised me a hat. When am I getting that? That's like 5 or 6 years ago. Go on, Ikslorin. Show us your pimp hat.
So let's make sure that we're not going to make too much noise with that. That microphone I have just takes everything. But the first country to pull out, which is going to go into Group A, which means I also have to make sure that I actually do some stuff over here, is going to be Colombia. Now I have to actually type it correctly too. There we go.
Oh my god. You actually have to type it? God damn.
I could also copy it over from
it's Colombia. It's an O. It's not a U.
Biddle, you. No, he actually did it correctly. It's just me who's doing it in the Danish writing. Yeah. So
no, it's Colombia is one of the states in the America. Never mind.
Oh, that's why. God damn. Well, thanks for the typo. You couldn't see it, but yeah, thank you for that one. The one that is going to go into B, or Group B, is going to be the Nordics.
No Sir Mimer?
I could write to him. I don't know. I haven't actually tried to irritate him. I'm not actually completely sure what he's doing. He hasn't written anything on Facebook for years. He might be dead.
No. No. Shuffle. Nicely done. Ooh.
In C.
All we need is Ikslorin in a bikini.
Asia. I was a little bit slow on that one. Jesus. Yep. we can. I mean, living in a dorm and there are some women. I could ask them
can?
for help.
Oh, you can ask one of. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want any Borat bikini on you.
I don't have any of those. I can assure you. Lastly, you should actually. You would probably have guessed that.
Surprise, Turkey. Would have really been surprising if it was like France.
Woo! I'm a magician. So with that, I mean that would have been pretty cool if I did now. And that's just movie magic. So next seed is going to be with Argentina. They are back again this year. They did try last year to go together with Brazil. Didn't go really that well.
Remember that. I think that nearly none of the Argentinians showed up. The year before that, they actually also played, but lost all of their matches. They did play all of them, but they were in a group with France, Poland, and Hungary. So
yeah, that's also just awful.
That's pretty awful indeed. But I don't see them in years before that. So I think this is going to be their third year. Just guessing.
And also Mexico went into the hat, and we also have United Kingdom going in. With Mexico, we have, I think, a completely new team. At least player-wise, it is a new team.
No. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, they did play last year in Group C, and they won one of their matches. I think, yeah, they won against Team Venezuela.
Ooh. And finally, Spain, who also delivered some really good matches, I think, 2 years ago. And my most favorite match from the Urban Terror NationsCup 18 was against Britain, or United Kingdom. That one was really, really good. Just so very close. Still a 2-0, but each and every map was like a 4-3 or something like that. It was really
I wonder
amazing.
who's going to be playing. And Ninja, most likely. I mean, that's their go-to guy. Bad Boy, Canatina, well, something like that. Anyway, some good players, definitely.
So the first one that should go into Group A, which means I have to go over to this one and go over to here.
Kitek will show you the groups. I mean, who doesn't like looking at these faces? I mean, come on.
Yeah. What have we done? Hey. Going into Group A, it's going to be United Kingdom.
UK, okay. United Kingdom, they did not play. Oh, wait a second. Yes, they did play last season. They won 1, lost 2. That was against. They lost against Team USA and Hungary, and won against Team Asia. UK, pretty much always a regular contender, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I did see. Let me see. Who did I see there? Damn it. Well, Pretzel. There we go. I did see Pretzel in chat indeed, but Colombia and UK, two not too good countries traditionally, but I'm hoping for UK to get further than the group stage. I'm always rooting for you guys to get past group stage, but always disappointing. Come on, guys! I thoroughly expect you guys to get through.
Okay, so yes, reading chat and thinking doesn't work.
Not a good. Yeah.
So going into Group B and joining the Nordics.
España, jawohl. Wait, that's German. Spain. Spain. That's been a long time that they had a very good team, but at least a team that got past group stages. I think it was back in the time that Dems was still playing for them. I remember shoutcasting a lot of matches from them. But as I mentioned, I think 2 seasons ago, 2 Nations Cups back, number 18, they won 1 and lost 2 and drew 1. So they were in against Team United Kingdom 2 seasons back. Italy and Germany were also in those groups. So now against Nordic, going to be interesting.
Oh dear. I took a picture of myself and I might have fixed it. Oh well. At some point my webcam will go on again. Cool that it happened while you were looking away. So let's go back for Group C and D then, with the last 2 in this hat, which were can't even, Mexico and Argentina. And in going into C, joining with that Asia, is going to be Argentina. And with that, we will also have... Let me just double check that I actually am correct. Yes, it is Mexico. Cool. Not that I just write them in while it is some...
Dems! What the fuck? Is that actually Dems? In chat? Huh. Cool. Interesting. I wonder if that's the real Dems, like Spanish Dems. You were in my clan, mate, and I'm very certain that I posted personal pictures there. Not the personal pictures that AutoAim used to post, but...
Is there something you want to tell me? I mean,
actual
sounds almost worse than the boa bikini thing you were thinking I had.
AutoAim could actually play in Team Nordic, so I'd be very, very scared, actually. That guy is fucking balls to the wall crazy, literally. I've seen that there's actually like a sauna culture. Let's put it that way.
That's true. They are wonderful though too. I mean, you don't get much more warmth up here, anyways.
Sweeten actually only saw dick pics of me, so that must be gigabytes worth of pictures. Sorry. Okay, let's get back to this draw because honestly, I'm getting too distracted.
Yeah, Dems
not a good idea putting me on video.
Making me make sure that I'm not going to be panicked, and I already folded this one before saying to you that it's going to be Canada going into the hat.
Team Canada, I mean, damn, those guys are good. Long time ago, if I'm not mistaken, let me see if Canada ever won something. Nope, never won something. But yeah, people like Solitary, AHTS, Xenolith, well, those are just names off the top of my tongue. Really, pardon me, good players. But underachieving, let's put it that way.
It's really interesting because like Canada, also in some ways USA, but they always have the names to just... You think they're just going to wreck everyone, and they always fall short in one way or the other. It's really weird.
Well, I'm putting it down to the lack of community there. I mean, they don't have any way to constantly be on practicing. Well, I mean, Germany, France, yeah. I mean, with the South American countries, looked like there was going to be a revival in the American scene, but yeah, unfortunately, it never really came to fruition. I mean, we had the WTF League, or what was it called? FTWL. But, well, last time I checked their website, it was, last post was like 1.5 years ago, so that's... Or half a year ago. I think it was half a year ago. Anyway, I really hope that Canada do well, but definitely going to get through the group stage. Sorry.
No, it's just I just want to say USA. That's
USA.
I mean, talking about USA, they already.
Oh my God! I remember last year when during the Nations Cup we were talking about Trump being president, and I laughed it off. There's actually a video of that. I said, "Hell no, never going to happen." And guess what? Of course, this is the ultimate curse of the commentator. It's all down to me.
God damn it! You ruined everything.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Well,
what a year it's going to be. What a year.
What 4 years it's going to be, if not 8.
Oh, God. Well, actually, do you honestly think it'll last 4 years?
Well, I mean, everyone said it's not even going to happen, so I'm just going to be the pessimist, as I already was before, and be right again, so...
Impeachment, World War III, Mexicans. A lot of good reasons for not to last 4 years. Fuck's sake, Jesus.
I mean, couldn't you could also do a negative on it, say that he will stay in there for years, and then the caster's curse, negative on the negative. That
Gotcha.
will do it. Remember that when you shoutcast against USA and save us all from doom. If you can't, I'm trying to see if I can leave for Mars before anything happens. We have Germany joining the hat too. And finally, the Netherlands.
Hell yeah. Come on. It's Netherlands. Germany won the Nations Cup once, twice silver. Netherlands has an incredible track record with the Nations Cup. Unfortunately, last year's they've been kind of lacking, but Netherlands won 3 times, silver twice, bronze 4 times. Portugal and France only are ahead of them in points.
But it's quite a long time ago, though, when they did that. Yeah,
no, you are right. I mean, the individual players of Team Netherlands have always been a very... What are you doing?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay. So the individual players of Team Netherlands have always been incredibly good. Like we had Bobbelin, we had Riuyen, we had Houthakker very long time ago. We had Hashbala back when he was very, very good. All tons of very good players. Sutafu, Vogels. I mean, just list them all, and definitely there's, Yoram. Come on, the best player in Urban Terror, arguably. Honestly, I mean, come on. If people had to name the best Urban Terror player, Yoram will definitely be in their top 3. That's for sure. Definitely good individual players. Team, they're not really a good team. That's the thing. And especially if you don't practice well, of course, you can't expect there to be a very good team. Lots of headaches for opponents, Riuyen and Sutafu. Yeah, absolutely, Dems. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, who knows? During the group stages, a team can form, but always a tough thing.
I mean, this year we have Wedorst and Kahum, the only ones who actually announced for the team, as far as I can see from Biddle. At least that was what I was sent by him. And the rest of the team was unannounced and completely secret. So it's going to be interesting.
Before I went AWOL to announce when we were still talking about the knockout, I contacted Riuyen because he is the inventor of the knockout tournament, and I asked if he wanted to come back just to play that knockout with a lot of money. But unfortunately, he has graduated, but still time and girlfriend and that sort of shit. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it would be nice to see him come back.
So with that,
sorry, go
no. I was just trying to see if I can find a segue, but there's none. I think. Going back now to the group door, the first one from the hat is going to be USA going into Group A together with Colombia and United Kingdom.
Colombia, UK, and USA. UK and USA were in the same group, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of years back. Yeah, actually last year, USA, UK were in the same group. USA completely steamrolled that group. So, USA is still definitely favorite there, I would say. Colombia, UK might be an interesting match, actually. I wonder who's going to be playing for UK.
We do have, I think, where was it? Where was it? Come on, paper. We certainly at least have Marco and Arcus still playing for them. So with that, we certainly still have some really good players there.
I mean, Maku is definitely a good player. I think the best UK player, I would say. UK. The best result that the UK has ever had in the Nations Cup is 1 bronze medal. So at least they're in the top 16.
Yeah, but that was way back in Nation Cup 7.
Shh.
I mean, hey, if you look on the graph, right? I mean, you cannot see it, but they have a little bump up lately, so they're doing better. Also, it's interesting with them going into USA that they've also had a loss against them in the 17th Nation Cup. No, 18th Nation Cup. No, 17th. 17th and also the 18th Nation Cup, they've had a loss against them. So there's quite a rivalry there to behold. Next up.
So, without further ado, Group B, Nordic and Spain will be joined by... Canada! Blame Canada. Sorry.
What?
That's actually... Nordic. Who's going to be playing in Nordic?
Sweden? How do you pronounce that? Sweden?
At least I pronounce it Sweetan, but...
I mean, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Sweetan, we all know who he is, yeah?
Yeah. And he's going to be playing Sod. Yeah, he
SOT,
also was going to be doing that. And except for that, I haven't actually heard who's going to be playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't sound like a very strong team.
No, it's more a team just to be there for the experience.
Yeah, okay, but I mean,
it's be able to get to the finals. Though they did actually get quite far, I think, last time with Nordic, but in the 3 years ago, you said, because they got all the way to the quarterfinals, but then they went out to Brazil, but that was due to a forfeit loss, not because they couldn't schedule something with the Brazilians.
But in the end, Brazil got pretty far. So
yeah, they got to third place, right?
Yeah. But okay, so Nordic, Spain, and Canada. Spain is, on the return, so I mean, they might not be the strongest, so who knows. Canada, though, if they are the traditional, pretty good Canadian team, they should also, same with USA, they should definitely win their group.
Yeah. I mean, we have Kairos, Ads, Anger, and Caribou playing for them, so some really high up players on the FTW League.
Okay. So let's go over to Group C.
With that, I still got two in the hat. There we go. Two hats. In the hat. We go out and take one, which is the Netherlands. Joining with that, Asia and Argentina. And with that also removing the alliteration in that group. Sadly.
No group of that.
Does that solve it?
Well, I think last year... Yeah, it was definitely group of death for the Netherlands.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to play against Poland and France. Okay, they had Chile as well, but why are you typing? Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Germany is the last one.
Germany, yeah, of course. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so Turkey, Mexico, and Germany. That's actually. I really wonder who's going to be playing for Turkey. I really do.
I mean, sometimes you just like look at those teams and it's just like 20 Turks or something, and you were thinking like they could just like overtake the world compared to everyone else. So
yeah. Then again, you also think like, who the hell are they? So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, how long ago has it been that Turkey played?
I can't remember. So it's more than 3 years.
Yeah, Nations Cup number 17. They played. And they forfeited every single match. Fantastic. Yeah. So, back in the clan-based days, that's what we can say.
So, with that, we have still the 4 biggest teams. There's, I think, no denial on that one. So, we have, of course, playing to everyone's else detriment, France.
4 times in a row are going for their 5th. And, well, I wonder if that list of... I thought that they had equaled Portugal's number of wins last year, but I must have been wrong because Biddle's stuff is usually up to date. So Portugal has 6 gold and France has 5. I'm quite sure that I was hyping it up the whole time during the Nations Cup that they had the same amount of...
Portugal got gold the first 3 Nation Cups, and then they also got the 7th, the 8th, and 9th. So they have only had a streak of 3, 2 times though. And
maybe it was a streak that I was hyping. Yeah, that was it. They broke the streak. So instead of 3 back to back, they had 4 back to back. That was the hype. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for reminding me.
This paper is amazing. I've wasted way too much time on that, but goddamn, there's a lot of information in there. So, though, we still also have in this hat Belgium with Rocket and wow, I'm just blanking all of a sudden. Shane? God damn, my brain. Thank you. Rocket, Lucati, Shane. We also have Logic returning this year. It's going to be amazing what they're going to do.
I mean, Belgium, they have 2 bronze medals in the Nations Cup, and I think a couple of them have been quite recent.
One of them,
yeah, actually, last season they got their 2nd bronze medal. So yeah, number 3 in the world. That's what we can say about Belgium at the moment. So definitely an interesting country to keep your eyes on. All right, well, let's go on to the next.
And the team that we already talked a little bit about, Portugal, the one was still with the record over the most amount of goals in total.
Could be equal this year.
Could be. Everyone is probably going to sigh if France is actually going to take a 5th in a row. And finally, but not without the least, Brazil. Who also, as I understand, actually have their team very much reworked by Musks. So it's going to be very new players this time. So hopefully with
that doesn't sound good, actually.
No, but the thing is, though, that they had bronze 3 years ago. But it has only been on a decline since then, even when they took in all the players of Argentina. So with a new team, possibly it's only going to go further down. Hopefully it's going to go back up again for them.
Well, I mean, you have to shake it up if you want to change something, so fair enough. I wasn't talking about that, but thanks. Way to go. That was your segue, right?
So,
all right.
Going to A.
Joining Colombia, United Kingdom, and USA, Portugal.
I cannot type with one hand. I should do that.
Nice typing. So, Portugal, USA, United Kingdom, and Colombia. Well, I would say that that's going to be an interesting match between Portugal and USA. If these are going to be the groups once more, this is kind of uncertain still, but...
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to go for either a classic group stage with points or a group stage with a double elimination, these are going to be the groups. Yeah. If not, if we're going to go for the Swiss one, this will be the basis for the initial matchups, I think. Possibly.
Yeah, correct. And I mean, the initial matchups are still not going to be like an elimination, so it's just going to be like a seeding or a ranking. I don't know how you want to see it, but
well, I mean, yeah, it's going to just split it in the ones that get the first win or the ones that get the first losses. Nothing that actually kicks anyone out, because you're only going to be.
But more and more, it's just going to result in a lot more matches, which is always fantastic from a shoutcaster's point of view.
Yeah, and much more even matches too, which is the most important thing in my opinion. I'd rather want just one match that is actually good rather than 5 that are just like one-sided. Like, you're just shoutcasting for 5 minutes, oh, this is amazing, and then you cannot really hype it up anymore. You just have 15 minutes of, this team actually won. You cannot come up with anything that they can do the comeback.
It's hard to create the hype if you if there's a really one-sided match. Yeah. Okay, going to join Nordic, Canada, and Spain, Brazil.
Hopefully, a comeback.
Damn, I really wonder how good Brazil is going to be, because if they're not going to be the strongest Brazil, Group B might actually be one of the most interesting groups to watch. I mean, Canada and Brazil. I really wonder what kind of Brazil we're going to see. I mean, they've been iffy in the past. No Team Australia, by the way, I noticed just now. Yeah. That makes me sad.
Yeah.
No Team Poland either. But
yeah, sadly, Poland didn't really want to join in. They had Splat going and inactive, and they don't really feel like they want to play without him.
Bullshit! Pussies.
Well, I didn't say that.
I did.
Good that I've switched away, so you can always just blame me anyways if someone cannot recognize the voices.
Oh wait, you switched us away. Yeah, okay.
Sadly they're not going to do it because of that. At least that is the official reason.
Sad face.
Yeah. It's really sad though, because Poland has been such a good team and such a good contender this last few years. So would have really loved to see them again, especially since there are just so many well-known players also from that team that from that country that you can just name off your head. So
yeah,
really sad. So
we'll have to wait and see.
I missed something. Where do we have? No, that's me. No, there we go. Bing. Go. Production at the highest level. And so with that, we still have France somewhere. And what was the other team?
Belgium?
Ah, yes. Okay, so one of these two. God damn. There we go. So Belgium is going to join Group C. And with that,
Benelux,
Asia, Argentina, and Netherlands. Belgium.
Okay, that's going to be an interesting match. I mean, Netherlands and Belgium, always interesting clash. Also football-wise. Not this year, though. Good job, Team Netherlands. And France. Oh, my God.
Well, we're so with Germany, Mexico. That's
actually, I mean, come on. If there's going to be a team that's going to beat France, it's going to be Germany.
Yeah,
it has to be Germany.
And also, they have this year they've have Exotic, they have Chico, they have Shadow, they also have Crimson. They have pretty Benoit. They have a lot of good names. They could, if they get a good team spirit up and going, that could actually be very good way to just contest that dominance that France has.
Is Benoit? Oh yeah, he's German, right?
Benoit.
Benoit. Yeah. It always it looks so French, so I always mix him up with a French. Oh well, okay. Either way, Shadow Exotic will have to play their A game if they want to beat France. That's for sure.
Yes.
But yeah.
I mean,
what an upset France. It would be. Like Turkey, Mexico, and Germany beat France. That would be great. That would be fantastic in the group stage.
I mean, does France have new players that could actually maybe then? Nah, damn.
No. It's same old Team France with Biddle. So hey, we can always just disqualify them. Admin.
Yeah, they've got interest or
admin hacks.
Yeah.
Oh well, so that's a group of death. Well, I wouldn't say group of death, but it's
going to be the group where you're going to cap off one good team you actually wanted to have. Let's actually go back to D then, since we're talking about that anyways. Yeah, I mean, Germany, I would really hope to get into the playoffs. And so with that, I'm sorry, Turkey and Mexico, but please lose. That's a quite harsh way of saying it, but France is pretty hard to get away out of the top of the group. Probably no matter how you're going to put the group stage up, so really do hope. But if anyone gets past Germany, though, with those players in Germany, they also certainly deserve to get into the playoffs and also could get a good shot at the get a good shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Team Germany is definitely not a pushover, and honestly, I still think that Team Germany versus Team France will probably be one of the most interesting matches of the Nations Cup group stage. Nevertheless, I mean, there are always upsets.
That's the best ones.
Well, I think Group C. I mean, we haven't really talked about Group C yet. Netherlands versus Netherlands versus Belgium is going to be an interesting match. I really wonder, because last year I think they played each other. I gotta check, but I think they did, and I think Belgium won that time around.
That sounds reasonable. Belgium was on a roll last year.
Let me check. No, I'm completely full of shit, apparently. No, that's a shame. No, okay, they didn't even get through the group stages. No, that's not right.
Wait, what?
That's not right.
How can they then play against each other then? Or were they then playing against each other in the group?
Let's see, Netherlands. Oh, Netherlands played against Portugal, and Portugal won. That's why. Never mind. Sorry, I was full of shit. Corrupt NL caster confirmed. Of course I'm corrupt.
We just want the good matches, so... I mean, if we can cheat our way to that...
He wants the good matches. I just want Netherlands to win the Nations Cup.
Fair enough. Each to their own, I suppose.
But what I really, really want, sorry Frenchies, is that the streak will be broken. That would be good for
it would be an amazing story, though. I mean,
if they win 5 times back to back.
No, if the streak is broken, that is going to be an amazing story.
Definitely.
That's just like the pure, clear-cut underdog story, really, of all. That's just something that everyone loves. Everyone loves just the underdog winning over the big guy. And sorry, France, but that is what you are. You're one big, scary person. I think that's the metaphor is going somewhere. I'm not completely sure where.
So we have a question from N-Stars, who is from Team Asia, if I'm not mistaken, because he used to play for Asian. No, not February. We hope to start the Nations Cup next week. So what that means is that we'll be contacting the captains to cast a vote on how we are going to play the Nations Cup 2017. I'm still hoping that it might be possible to do it in the Swiss method, but we'll just have to wait and see. So we hope to start, or at least publish the groups this weekend, upcoming weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting? I mean, the Group A is going to be interesting with the United Kingdom going up against USA again, depending at least on the system. And, I mean, Portugal is probably going to be one of the bigger ones. Actually, with Group A is going to be very even in a lot of ways. I mean, United Kingdom, USA, Portugal, they all are could all just get a win on each other. On a good day.
Portugal is definitely on a good day. Portugal is it is the favorite. I mean, and that's why they were in tier 1, of course. But still, they can lose, and they can definitely lose against USA. But even United Kingdom on a very good day and Portugal's bad day, I have to admit, they could lose as well. For Group B, we've got Nordic, Spain. I think that's going to be an interesting match, to be honest. I wonder how you guys are going to fare against Spain.
I wonder that too.
I mean, I don't know how active Demps has been, but he used to be a very good player.
Come on, Demps, you can do
it. Canada, Brazil, that's going to be a cracker. It's going to be, of course, at a weird time for us Europeans, since different time zones, but... I'm looking forward to shoutcasting that demo.
Yeah. If anything, it's just going to end on YouTube, if nothing. So it's...
Yeah, exactly. Group C, let's have a quick peek.
Sorry. Yeah, there you go.
No props. And then we have Asia, Argentina. Iffy. Netherlands is going to be interesting what team they are going to field. I know for a fact that it's going to be a reasonable team, but is it going to be enough to get out of the group stages? We'll have to wait and see. Belgium should definitely get out of the group stages with relative ease. Honestly, Belgium should have a role here in this group.
Yeah, and the same also goes pretty much for France and D, as we have already been
France and Germany
about for.
France and Germany should easily qualify here. That's no real risk.
But the match between them, though, is going to be a good one. That one, it has to be shoutcasted. Certainly.
Oh my god, I'm just reading that Demps hasn't even got 4.3 installed. Good job, mate! That's bound to be a win. I don't really have a lot more to say.
Me neither. Oh, my webcam just went off exactly, of course, when I was turning over. Thank you, camera. Thank you. You certainly preserved some energy while you were stuck plugged into the wall. God damn it.
I saw you switching too fast. It's all your fault.
All the captains, remember to vote on whatever system you want. The Swiss system is a little bit more difficult. We will have to do manual labor, or the admins will have to do manual labor. I won't. I'll be too lazy to do that. I'm sorry, Bill. No, I'm not going to help you with it.
Me neither. Hell no.
But it does provide the best matches in a lot of ways. The same in some of the argument also goes for the double elimination, and if you want to stay in status quo, you can also go for the classic. Go over to somewhere on Urban Zone, probably the forums, leave a vote wherever it is, and
should be within 24 hours. It should be on the forums. So yeah.
Yeah, I can actually just make a topic right when we turn this off. So
why not?
Yeah. So with that, if there's nothing more from Seven, so yeah, thank you Seven though for being here tonight and helping with the drawing. It has been wonderful. Also, thanks to all of you in the chat watching and not bemoaning me for actually talking for way too long, even though that we've stretched like double the amount than last drawing.
Yeah, we talked an hour.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm seeing a good potential for a podcast here. We just need a name for this thing then. So thank you for watching. Good night, and we'll be back with some more roundups later in the Nation Cup or something like that.
Happy fragging, and yeah, keep an eye out here, and of course on youtube.com/Ikslorin. Good night.